Oh. Can I get it to do exactly what it wants? There we go. Not perfect, but the other thing's charging.
Convinced you to come. You're wonderful. I'm trying to help you. I trusted you. And you must again. Or we are both dead. You helped torture these girls. Yes. And I couldn't help them. But you can. No, stop. You should really do as you're told. I'm sorry.
Just laying down the basic sketch. My nose here. And darkening the lines. Gotta get these cheeks in here because they're real chubby. And work on my eyes.
Your noble blood. It's not just that. It's rather how it comes to it. The light slowly leaking from your eyes. It's powerful. The pain pleasures me. Fuels me. Keeps me invincible. Of the 600 dead, taken by whole, and not a single question. But who would question me? When there are rumors, for there are always rumors. My servants would not betray me, nor their fate. Ava knew hers from the very beginning.
Always have my luggage. There's my nose. And my humongous bushy eyebrows. I'll make that bigger so they're equal in size.
Never listen. What was that movie?
hairs here. I need to buy the package so I can start making my own brushes like I did in Photoshop. This is not too bad of a program. I know there's a lot of guys that swear by Photoshop, but this gives you a lot of different options. And I like Photoshop, but for like painting and doing my art, I could use it, but this will work just as well. I got decent tools, and I can build brushes just like in Photoshop and add texture just like in Photoshop. The only thing mainly different that I can tell is one is price. This is you pay for subscription, and they're always updating. Some people that use the Photoshop app like it better because you can get midtones, darks, and shadows by blending your colors on the palette. And you can't do that on this program that I know of yet to get your colors. Let me get my little ear there. And it comes down like this over. I'm still getting adjusted to the pressure sensitivity. I think I need to up the sensitivity because there's not much of a variation. It's either thick or it is not so thick. And I keep losing that. Let's just go, yeah. So darken this up so I know where the hairline's going to be. I want to add a few probably hairs over here. Gotta shave those down every so often. I got a few stragglers. And then just some like hair choppy lines here. See, I don't get a smooth taper. If you can see that at the bottom, I can see it here, but on my cheap on my cell phone here, you're not getting the full picture. Let's try this. Okay, that's too high. Down, 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 down. That's better. Get my beard. You can see like there's like about 3 different variations of line, hopefully. If I could build my own, I could have more lines going on at once with every stroke and trade it up and do hair a lot faster. There we go. Oh, I didn't want to do that. There we go. So, here's my other side. Beard will be up there. my cheek. To my face. Oh, yeah, I do that with my thumb. You can see it's starting to come together as a drawing in general. Let's bring it in a little bit. And click that off. Oop. Chin there. So, over here. I like that my pad and my drawing image, I'm getting used to it. I never had it before. I would always have to go off the pad. Is the full length of my computer here. Let's fix my teeth. So let's get that up there. So front teeth. Front tooth should be right around there. Around the size there. There we go. So you always can see just a little bit of my gums. All right. Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. All right. Go over here. Don't like how one side is bigger than the other, so I'm going to trim that down. So let's trim it down right about here. That looks a little bit more symmetrical. Yeah, I got the basic shape, but, you know, when you start working on stuff, bring my ear down here. Shave that off again. So, I'll put some hair off the side a little bit. So, just take the eraser. Let's go ahead and erase. What we have there. Oh yeah.
What the hell? Detective Reinruber from Munich? Obviously. I'm Officer Johann Anneser. Good. I don't know the name of the man who has allowed these peasants to ruin my crime scene. Your crime scene? This is my relationship with my boys. Should be, maybe. But they give me orders, and you and I, well, do what they say, right?
I don't think I have that wide of a chin. I wish I had the superhero chin.
I'm sorry, but when you just
My brother doesn't have much of a dominant chin either. My brush should probably be a little bit bigger, but I think in general you got a nice looking image of me. So I have a little bit of a neck. I don't have much of one. Let's bring the neck in just a little bit. Give me a little bit more of a pencil neck. There we go. And I always wear sleeveless shirts. I like sleeveless shirts. My ex-wife hated me. She hated. She always bitched about how I looked like a freaking hillbilly or whatever, and I never cared. Even some of my friends and associates, they made the comment too, and they understand I don't care. I understand you dress for the job that you want, but I can dress just fine when I go outside, but if I'm not doing anything special, I am wearing my bib overalls and I'm wearing my cutoff shirts. I like them. I like the way they feel. Who knows? Maybe when I lose a lot more weight again, always about my weight, that dagger. I'm making it really big though. It's not that big on my arm. My tattoo. Maybe when I lose some weight, my perception might change, but I highly doubt it. So, here we go. Oh, might help if I hold the buns right. I had to take a drink of something. I think I'm gonna start doing some live streams of my drawings. So basically, what I do is just put down a sketch of how I want it to look. I'll change this, and then I have gone over with lines before, and then done line drawing. I think I'm going to go with coloring, and I'm going to start with the flesh tones. And this is drawing on the computer takes a little bit longer because already I would have probably started coloring after I pencil sketched this out and been already starting the coloring process on paper. Let's just merge. No, I don't want to merge. I want to move it down. There we go. So I'm going to move it underneath. If I can move it underneath, I know I can move it. Underneath my drawing, this is the layer I'm going to work on now. So Javen Wood, yes, I do work on layers. I've done markers, the airbrush tool and the marker tool. I don't know. The airbrush I like the most, but like the marker tool to blend it. On the brush, they had different brushes. when I got, they had more brushes than this in the intro pack. But you know, these are the basic simple ones. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the airbrush instead of the markers. I've tried the markers. There's the paintbrush there. You know, get your opacity. You know, how opaque you want it, size, so forth. I'm gonna go with airbrush. Airbrush spray gets pretty wide. I want to go soft and build up my textures. So let's move my pucks. There's my flow. Let me hit that puck, do the flow back and forth. And here's my color. If I can get my color. Is there full screen? There it is. Zoom on full screen. There we go. That's better. That is a lot better. I like having the tools on my right hand side. I think that comes from my Ventureland days when I had all my tools on the right hand because I'm right handed. And I could do Coptic colors and bring that out. I wouldn't mind that. I need to develop my own swatch, my own palette, instead of always shooting from the hip here. I gotta come with the yellow skin tone. So, let's see how that looks. Let's make it a little more red. I like testing it out before I use it. So I think it's gonna work pretty well. Let's go ahead and erase that.
My keys are missing.
There we go.
The keys to my safe. You were playing there again. I've lost them. They were on the way left. The ghost.
That's enough. She says she didn't take your keys. And she didn't take your keys.
Horseman. So it must have been the ghost. Think I'm stupid?
Yes, I do think you're
I
stupid.
think you're waiting for pitfall. And it's a very simple thing to
Alright,
change
let's
the way
see. We got the size.
You think I'm old? Let me show you how old I am.
Here!
Like I said, just go real light. And a little bit like airbrushing. You can't take away a whole bunch of stuff. So
I'm Maria. Fine down. What happened? They've got you here. It's my father.
I'll blend it out.
My apologies. The snow did let them on the tree. They were sure how come
When I get a chance here.
the day before. After 6 months of it happened, antes Sebastián estaba bueno. Fue nada. Desde left. For who?
I like having a little bit of reflected lights on the other side to help create nice form. So I'll put, it's good to get that contrast in there. Kind of got a little round spot on my forehead there. can always take away with an eraser. Or add different colors over top and blend those in too. I find the coloring a lot of work because I haven't got it down pat yet. I'm getting better process. The first image that I digitally painted took me like a month to accomplish. Just because you're just making mistakes, you're not knowing what exactly you're doing all the way, and you're testing stuff out. It still takes me a long time to paint from start to finish, longer than I would like. I do like that fast gratification that I learned from caricatures, because when you're doing caricatures, you want to have a piece done in a pretty fast time so you can make your money. The faster, more accurate you are, the more money you can generate. But I want these to be, I'm not saying that the characters are low quality. I just want a higher, more in-depth color scheme. I want to show off my talents with a more intense coloring than doing something in 5 minutes or less. Characters are great. I'm not trying to downplay them at all. There's a lot of very talented artists that can do a lot with a few colors and blend them well. Probably better than some fine artists can do, because they've had to do so many so fast. Let's see. See here that my coloring's coming in. I want to get that dark, show that shadow to make that pop. Later when I get my t-shirt color in. So I'm coloring kind of like a color with colored pencil, some line work, get some direction and some circles to kind of fill it in. So let's make more shadows underneath my cheeks here. I'll definitely put some red in there. Top of my face is a lot lighter than the bottom. Like my arms, and I always wear cut-off t-shirts. My arms are pretty dark, but if I take my shirt off, holy moly of albino whale. It is just a really bright white. It hasn't really seen a whole lot of sun. I normally get a nice comfortable burn. I haven't got too bad of burns. But it's a nice red, dark red burn for a while. when I do show off my skin. So I'm gonna wrap up this live stream here and show you the progress and explain kind of where I'm going with all this. Especially if you're like a student, I'll explain what I'm doing so you can know how to do it, and possibly even add it to your artwork if you want to use my methods, or if you want to leave a comment in the comment section on ways that I can improve, because I admit all the time I don't know everything. I know some things, and I know what works for me, and I'm always open to other suggestions. There we go. I'm gonna I'm also very stubborn. When I did art sticks, oh man, my wife complained about it. My boss complained about it. They kept telling me I'm no good, and I said, yeah, I'm not good yet, but I'm going to work with them. Because I didn't want to carry a heavy compressor if I was doing gigs and I was doing color. I didn't want to take a heavy compressor with me. And when I explained that to Darren, he kind of understood where my point was on that. Let's get the size down. But he didn't. He really did not welcome the new media being presented in his booth, because I'd practice all at work, because I was always at work. Because I'd work, open to close, so like 9:30 to 10, and he just didn't like that. My wife would tell me that I sucked at it. She would often, the highest compliment, other than like some Western movie one that I did, because she would always give me such bad compliments. I really did not care when she actually really did compliment, because a full compliment felt like kind of an insult at that time. She was always telling me, like, my artwork, well, she would always say, like, oh, it doesn't completely suck. So when she actually liked something, it had a reverse effect. I felt she was being more patronizing, She'd get mad when I let her win, so it's kind of the same thing. Like when we played video games, and I let her win, and then when she put two and two together after a while, saw how good I was with the Star Wars game, she'd get all mad, and I just wanted to have her, sit down and play. So I wanted the interaction. So to get the interaction, I did not bring my A game. Because I wanted to do something I enjoyed with her. She never really got that one, even when I explained it. So, just tightening up, getting more shadow and form, putting more color into it. Doing a lot of gradation, a lot of fades. I'm wearing my glove. I didn't wear my glove yesterday while working on stuff, and I noticed all the fingerprints on my drawing board, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna wear my glove. I've always wanted one. I've always seen other artists use them, and I always thought it was cool, because I remember, Adventureland, we used a pencil, and not till the end I didn't use a pencil. She used a marker, because it was cleaner. I got like the Marquette's marker that a lot of artists were liking, until they found out they were kind of toxic and came from Mexico and they were expensive to get. I liked using Sharpies. I could get different line variations from Sharpies by angling them, but something else my old boss did not care for and complained about. So. He liked using the Caran d'Ache pencil, which was fine. It was a decent pencil. After a while, though, the lead would slip in it, and the lead would constantly break, and people were stealing other people's leads. Stealing my lead. I remember dropping 200 bones just to have lead, and then a lot of it ended up coming up missing. I get, PO'd. Rightfully so, because people are taking the lead. I understand they got to make a dime, but I was paying for all this lead that I wasn't using, and I paid it for me. I didn't pay for communal use. So there we go. You can spend hours and hours coloring. This is, like I said, this is the base color. I will add more, and I can hear some people say, "Oh, Mike, for Christ's sake, man, you got it looking good already. I mean, that looks pretty spectacular." And I say, "Yeah, it looks pretty good, but I want some wow factor, man. I want to add some color so I can get variation and depth and get some vividness to my flesh tones. So I have like the wow factor, like back in the day. The reason why they build all those buildings, the high ceilings and the vaulted ceilings and the mirrors and the glass, the circle stained glass in the churches and all that. Because they wanted a wow factor when you come in. They wanted that feeling architecturally for you to be a bit overwhelmed with feeling as you entered in. So you would feel the awesomeness of God. You would incorporate that feeling with the church, like that amazement, that wow. And if you've been into places that kind of have that, like the Capitol building, I will not look up because it has that, that ceiling, and I'm afraid of heights. I can feel vertigo just looking up. I get dizzy and about ready to fall down. When we took Capitol trips in middle school, and they always wanted me to go up on the ring, or the ring on the top, and I'm like, nope. The guy says, "Well, I need 2 adults." I go, if I go up there, you will have 2 adults for a brief moment of time, and then I'll pass out and I'll become street pizza. I'm not doing it. So I always made sure we had extra chaperones, because I did not want to do it. Oh, says I got low battery. So got a low battery. But this is how I start on a lot of my digital work. I start off with an outline. I use that as a scaffolding to build my shadows and my midtones and my highlights with just one base color. Normally go in about 3 or 4 different colors that are close to it, get a little bit darker, add a little bit more red in other places, and smear that around, because I'll smear this around a little bit and smooth it out. So so you can kind of see my process. I do art for sale. I do prints for sale. So if there's something of mine that you would like to see, or even if you want me to draw something for you, I do pets and everything else. You can always contact me. I'll be getting my cell phone back soon. And do a more ecstatic relationship with that, hopefully. I'm thinking about revamping and going through my email stuff and getting it slimmed down. And I've been trying to check it more often, but with being a teacher, checking emails, you're supposed to be checking it all day and reading email all day. I need like a secretary, someone just to check my email and yell at me every so often, "Hey, you better do this." So I'm not lazy, but I do like distracting myself when there's something I don't want to do. I'll do something else that's productive. It's a bad habit. I've always kind of had it. So, all right. I hope you like this video. Give a thumbs up and like, subscribe. You can find me on Facebook. I am planning on doing more shows, like probably Friday night or Saturday. Maybe doing some political stuff. And you can see there, that's my face. I'm gonna have a new avatar. I'm gonna put this on my Facebook screenshot when I'm all done. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe, as I say again. And I do not know how to stop this. So I am going to go ahead and hit the live button. Nope, still telling me I'm 41 minutes and 34 seconds into it. Let's hit the jelly beans here. Enable flash. I don't know what that means. Let's go with Twitter. Oh, it says I'm live.